Hey everyone, and welcome to our team Tidbits. I know it's probably, it wasn't exactly on the normal date of Tuesday, but life happened yesterday, and life almost happened again today, but I said, no, I'm definitely going to do this. And then I got this bright idea that I would be outside to do something different and to enjoy this great weather. But as you see behind me, and you hear, I don't know if it was as good of an idea as I thought it was. So, my apologies, but hey, it's something different, and it's hopefully it'll make it more like you're here in person. So I wanted to get started. I'm really excited. There's several things I want to announce, so I'll try my best to keep this at 30 minutes, maybe a little longer, but I will do my best. So, first of all, I want to go over some dates with you guys. One thing, I want to be able to get consistent so that you can plan and know that on Tuesdays is when we will be doing team tidbits. It could be training, it could be unit rally. So let me go over there. The first Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. Central Time will be our team rally. That's where I will go over the offers of the month to kind of explain them in detail a little bit, some housekeeping announcements, and some upcoming dates, as well as going over our prior month's accomplishments. So the second Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. Central will be Corporate Beauty TV, and they will be going over either new products or existing products or new different things. So that the next one will be on the 13th. And then the third and fourth Tuesdays of the month will be corporate training, and that's on the 20th and the 27th. And that one, I just heard what they plan to do this morning, and well, actually it was yesterday. Hey Joanne, thanks for joining. So one of the things I just heard about yesterday was the new training, and they will be doing, so we have those 7 training modules on BeautyNet that most everyone's taken. If you haven't taken them already, be sure and take them. And for those of you who are hopping on late, as you know, Facebook records this. You can go back and catch the beginning. And also for those, I will be loading this into YouTube as well, for there are several people that aren't on Facebook that's on our team. So again, I'm going over the Tuesday dates. The first Tuesday, I want to do a rally at 7 p.m. Central. The second Tuesday will be Corporate Beauty TV, and the third and fourth Tuesday will be some corporate training. And the initial one will start on the 20th, and you will be getting an email for more information. And as I was saying earlier, my first thing, my being outside, I don't know if it was as good of an idea as I thought, because the wind just blew one of my notes across the room. So anyway, I think I'm good with that. Actually, I'm going to get that note. I don't call it live for nothing, right? Anyway, so what I'm really excited about on this training, it's going to be several sections, and they're just building on it. So, we first had our initial intro, then they're going into one about how to get your business started. Then they will be going into some mastery training where we'll be talking about booking, selling, recruiting, how to sell, how to have people join your team, how to do hostess coaching, all the things you need for a successful business. And they will be going into detail on products as well. So this series is going to be very expanded, and so you'll be able to join and review the ones that you like the best. And then they will branch into leadership. For those of you who want to build a team and start growing, then that will be out there as well. And what they plan to do, it'll be alive, and they will have someone on a chat line. So kind of like Facebook Live, but I think they're going to do it in live stream. I'm not 100% sure, but they will have someone there so that while you're watching the training, you can ask questions and they will be able to answer those questions live. So that to me is very exciting. And then they will have it posted on BeautyNet so that if you can't watch it at the scheduled time, and then they'll also be able to download an MP3 of it so that you can download it to your phone. So if there's something like spa wording or something, or product wording, you can listen to it while you're preparing for, maybe walking the track or something like that. So, Joanne, is the wind causing problems with the microphone? If you could, I'm hoping I can see the comment. Sometimes Facebook is squirrely. If it's causing, let me know if it's okay, or give me a thumbs up if it's okay. And if it's really bad, if you could let me know. So let me go on and move on into the offers of the month. So guys, I know you guys can read and all of this good stuff, but I want to explain a couple of things. First of all, the monthly product brochure, this looks just like it did last month because it is the same one. They have gone to a 2-month product brochure, so this was good for May and it is also good for June. They did this to simplify our lives because this way it gives us more time to share and reach out to clients and be able to stock up on sale items for ourselves and then promote to the clients. And that way they give us enough time. So this one is still good. It had some great items in it, such as lip appeal and like the green tea mask. And at the front of the catalog, there are all of the products that have been rebranded, which are the pedicure, which is the scrub, as well as the foot salve, as well as the herbal serenity. The bath soak has been rebranded, as well as the bath minerals. The soak is your detox, and the minerals is the soothing for aches and muscles. And also the Sculpt and Firm. The Sculpt and Firm, they also amped up the amount of ingredients so that it is a stronger version of the Sculpt and Firm than what we had before. And if you've never used this product, it really does work. It has little roller balls that you roll it on, and it has caffeine like ingredients. Roll it on the different areas like underarm, under your chin, even thighs areas, and it helps to pull out the water that's stored in our fat cells, and it helps to reduce the inches a little bit. And if you get one of these, they have had a couple of them have had issues with product not dispensing when the balls roll. Not all of them are that way, just a few have been that way. If you get one like that, just call Consultant Services and they'll send you a replacement. But you need to do it within the first 2 weeks of receiving it. Another item that they came out with are the mini detox bath soak, as well as they now have samples of the minerals. I used to make my own samples. Just take this, put a couple of tablespoons in a baggie, and people always ask, what is this? So I'm really excited about the new samples. I haven't gotten mine in yet, but there's a picture of them in your Achiever. So all of those items are at the front, 20% off, 15% off. And again, you guys can read, and the Sculpt and Firm is $45. It's $5 off. So some great things here. Remember, there's an electronic version. If you have a beauty page, the electronic version has your consultant number on the end. So when you send that link, and if you need help, if you need me to send that to you, let me know. Beauty Control should have sent it to you, but if you need help with that, just email me, text me, message me on Facebook, whatever. But what's great about that electronically, you can send it to clients via email or text or Facebook. And when they scroll through it, when they scroll through it, what it will do is when they select items to put in their basket, it will go directly to your beauty page and you will get credit for it. So let me move on. The next thing, you should have gotten this with your achiever. I also posted a link to the PDF down in the stream today or last night. I'm not sure which one, but I posted it. Now, these you can choose to share with your clients or not. Totally up to you. Just a heads up, the cream to powder, these are the only colors remaining, and the cream to powder foundation is being discontinued. Shadow control cream. If you have clients that love the tinted shadow control cream, you need to talk to them and get them to stock up because it is being discontinued. We will have a primer, but it will be a neutral primer, more on trend, and these will be going away. So either talk to your clients that use these, and it's a great way to promote some sales. Now, the margarita line is on sale. It is going away. The men's line is going away. For men, they can use a BC Spa facial. Typically, it's the combination oily because typically men are oily. That's what my husband uses. Of course, he just uses the cleanser, and he uses the Nutri-Rich oil for his moisturizer. You just have to customize it for them. And believe it or not, men do like anti-aging. I'll go over anti-aging in a minute, but men like that as well. I just had a man ask me this week about it. Now, the shampoo, it's here to stay. It is just on sale this month, but it is here to stay. Now, the Nutri-Rich balm and oil, that is going away, and these products have just been rebranded. So everything in here is not discontinued, but they have some great prices in here. You can share with your clients or not. That's totally up to you. Now, in your achiever, I want you to notice that we talked about, or I mentioned the, here's a picture of the set for the bath minerals, and on this page here, page 11, I'm not going to read it to you, but it has some ideas. For example, gift with purchase, or use it as a extra gift to get people to attend the spa, or an extra hostess gift. So some great ideas on how to utilize those samples. Now here on the next page, it gives you great ideas on how to promote these items that are on sale in the monthly product brochure. The shadows and the lip gloss, and they give you some ideas on how to share with your clients. For example, the Gold Crush, which is the chartreuse and the sweet blush lip, chartreuse shadow and peacock shadow paired with the sweet blush vivid lip gloss. So there's some great tips in here. Utilize your achiever to share with your clients and build some of your sales. So the other thing I want to mention is Who Month, and a little bit on it here, but one thing I wanted to point out is that, let me get my notes so I tell you the right amount. 5% of each order, now that's after your discounts are applied, will be given to the WHO Foundation. And the WHO Foundation, if you're not familiar with it, they go over some more detail here, but it's a charitable organization for beauty control, and it's funded by Beauty Control Consultants and Beauty Control Corporate. And the money every year is given to a grassroots charity that doesn't get federal funds of any sort, and that is voted on by the WHO committee. What happens is we as consultants can nominate a charity of our choice, and then that form, and that form is available currently, it will be voted on by the committee, and the committee is comprised of consultants, fellow BC consultants, so it's all driven by us. And then at Celebration they will give away these grants, and it's, for example, there was one here in Houston that people would hold babies and rock them that had their mothers had cancer or something and didn't have the rocking, and so that was one of the charities that they give to. Another one is for battered women's shelters and things of that nature. So this is it's a really cool organization. Now, let's see. This month, the challenge for recruiting: you recruit one qualified, you receive a pretty sterling silver necklace that has the Beauty Control logo on it. And for those of you who move up into leadership, you can start collecting your bracelet. It is a nice cuff, and you get one for each level, one for VIP, one for EVIP, one for senior VIP. And the sales challenge are the bag tags, and I didn't bring them out or I would show you, but anyone who placed a $500 order in May and then again in June will receive the bag tags. So now I want to go into a little bit of housekeeping. One of the things I've been doing, email and posting on Facebook. I'm now also going to include some snail mail, and just because everybody sees things in different ways. Some people read their mail, some read email, some are Facebook, some are text, and I don't think everybody is getting all the information they need, so I want to be able to reach everyone. So you will see a few things, possibly like a newsletter, in the mail from me. And also text. I'm thinking about starting to use a service called Easy Text, so that way I can group my text numbers by clients and team and be able to send messages and be able to keep up with it. It's kind of like an email, but it's for your texting. So that way I can use my computer and be able to text easily. So if you get a text with a different number like 313131 and then it says Jill B. Denson, that really is me. It's not somebody trying to scam you or anything. So I wanted to give you a heads up on that. And if it's your birthday this month, you use a code HPYBDAY and you'll receive a free product from Beauty Control. And this month it is the brown mascara, but don't think of it as a traditional brown. This brown is so dark that it looks black. In fact, one night at a team meeting, we actually gave everybody the brown on purpose without anyone knowing, and nobody said anything about it being brown. They thought it was the most beautiful mascara that they had on. And then when I told them, oh, it's brown, they're like, this is brown? Really? We thought it was black. And in fact, one girl who is dark complected and dark hair and dark eyes, she switched to the brown for daytime, the brown dramatic lash. And she loves it. She said she got so many compliments on that brown mascara that she started using that instead of black. So it's a great gift and a great way to try it as a gift. The next thing is anyone whose last order was in February, it's your month to order and you'll receive the body satin as a free gift with a $69 order. And some other things, reminder about the date. We talked about the Tuesdays being team information night. The 24th is Spectacular. And what Spectacular is the third, well, it's not always the third, but they attempt to make it the third Saturday of the month. And that's a corporate-wide, all consultants trying to host spas on that day. And this month they moved it to the 24th because the third Saturday was Father's Day weekend. So what they ask us to do is have a spa. Now, a spa can be a one-on-one. It can be a group of ladies, or it can be just have your friends over to play. Just set the product out and say, hey, come try my products. It doesn't have to be formal, but you do have to put it on the BeautyNet calendar by the 14th. Well, no, take that back. That's for me to put the team spa. Scratch that. I need to put the team spa on the calendar by the 14th. So, for those of you who have spas on the calendar, your hostess, after the spa, there's a form you fill out and send it to Beauty Control online, and your hostess will receive from Beauty Control. You don't have to pay for it. This pretty clutch. I've used it for parties, several other people, because it's real sparkly, as you see. And then inside they will receive a foot cream, the Herbal Serenity foot cream, as well as a mini BC Spa mask, the green tea mask. So this is a great extra gift that you can give your hostesses just for hosting on that day, the 24th. Now, for the team spa, I will be doing a team spa. I will probably do a Facebook spa like I did last time. No, I will be doing a Facebook spa like I did last time. Probably about 10:30 in the morning. So you guys can invite potential clients, and then I will be doing the spa, doing a live like this, and I'll keep it short. And then I will be doing a drawing for a makeup case that comes with the Smooth Line Minimizing Day Serum. Enough. Sorry. Like I said, I was trying to make you guys feel like you're here in person. So let me tell you a little bit about the day serum. So it's in the Regeneration Smooth line, and it contains Sauvignon Blanc grapeseed extract. And what that does, it protects your skin from the appearance of premature aging. It has peptides, which firm and smooth, and it has black tea ferment, which volumizes and smooths skin to help restore firmness and enhances radiance and tone for a glowing, even complexion. So it's nice you put it on before your moisturizer in the morning. Kane, Strider, it's enough. Like I said, I wanted you to feel like you were here in person. So the next thing, so be sure and get your spa scheduled, or I will post the invite for the team spa within the next couple of days. Now the next thing, Celebration. If you can make it to Celebration, it's in Dallas. It's the July 27th through the 30th. That's a Friday through a Sunday. That way people who work corporate jobs will still be able to attend. And they have some new things for us coming up at Celebration of our 2020 vision for the direction the company is going. And some of the things that we'll be introducing will only be available immediately to the people who are at Celebration. They won't tell us what, but they said there's a couple of special things as a reward for attending Celebration. Besides that, it's a lot of fun. You get tidbits, you get to meet your fellow spa sisters, and you get lots of learning, and it's like a 3-day girls weekend. So then the next thing, as we know, Father's Day is the 18th, so we still have a week that we can share products for people to get them in. And another thing that Beauty Control has done to help us out is they are now offering sale items to us that you can't get, that's not offered to your clients. And you can extend it to your clients if you like, but they're making it so that you can make an extra profit. So it's on page 8 and 9 if you're an achiever. From the 1st through the 22nd, these items are on sale 20% off, and then you get your consultant level discount off of that as well. And some of the items are the Tight Firm and Fill face and eye. Now this is the extreme. It also has the regular strength that's on sale. And remember, this is the one that we put on, but it plumps and it fills and it gives us like a facelift. Then they also have the night version of Tight Firm and Fill. That is our retinol products, and they are great for anyone with acne or anyone with dealing with lines. There's also a face retinol, and it is it's a clinical strength. It's the strongest you can get without a prescription. So it is a very potent product that does wonders. It also has an eye and it has a lip. So if you know anybody that deals with the lines, the lip nighttime moisturizer works fabulous. You put it on and the next day they are smoothed out wonderfully. Also, the Botanical Energizing Serum is on this 20% off, as well as the Dramatic New Anti-Aging Serum and the eye patches. So, like I said, they would be on sale, and then you get your discount. And they have they just tried to show you how you can maximize. You don't have to order this much, but again, this is just an example. And for the example they have here, the retail price is $704. The sale price is $563.20. And then taking a career discount, you pay $366, and so the profit on this particular order would be $337. So that's an example of how taking advantage of these exclusive sales save you extra money. And remember, I talked about the men's wanting anti-aging. I had a man this week ask me, "Can you help me get something for lines so I don't look older?" I was like, "Sure." So they talk about a little bit explanation back here. And if you haven't noticed, this is where they place items that will be discontinued or any other updates. For example, the Smooth Wrinkle Control Cream is out of stock until July. It's expected to return in July. So those are some great things in here. And so it's time to do a little bit of recognition. I want to say welcome to our new team member, Deborah Dartez. She was brought in by Naomi. I also want to say congratulations to those who completed the training modules in May, which was Deborah, Naomi, and Irita Barnes. So congratulations. Then I also would like to say, I mentioned birthdays. We have several birthdays this month. We have Alexis and Bonnie and Debbie Ishmene, Lisa and Tanya. And then our anniversaries, we have Peggy, who is a 2-year anniversary, and Vicki Jern, who has a 1-year anniversary. So congratulations on your happy birthday and happy anniversary. And then our $500 club, this is a list of myself, Deborah, Suzanne, Stephanie, Joanne, congratulations. Debbie and Audrey, all of you guys have hit the $500 club. So not only will you're ready to qualify for the next month for the bag tags, and those, like I said, if you place a $500 order in June, you will receive that bag tag. And then from me, I'm working on, you'll receive one of the sparkly bracelets that you can work towards building a full arm candy bracelet, or you can mix it with just some of your regular bracelets to add some sparkle. So look for that coming in the mail. And I think that is all I would like to share. So thank you guys for spending the last few minutes with me, and thank you. I appreciate you being on the team and being with us. And remember, Beauty TV on the 13th. I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.